Yay. Okay. Hi, Gladys. Hi. I just literally ran out and now I'm Gladys. Hi. I recognize you. I was like, yay.
How are you?
I'm great. Great to see you.
Oh,
Last
yeah, I
time I
know.
saw you, you had just gotten your braces off. It was like science night or something.
Yeah,
It was like
that's
two
right.
years ago.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God. How
I'm
are
so happy
you?
your class. Good, good. How are you?
Oh my God. Crazy.
Yeah,
Like, I know the classes are moving. Do you get that message of the classes? Like,
yeah.
okay.
So are we ever gonna meet like in class?
Oh, okay. So here's my original choice, which I did last semester, was face-to-face hybrid. So you would come once a week for 90 minutes instead of like once a week for 3 hours, blah. And it was hard to fill the class last semester. This semester is even worse. Like,
Oh
it's like only
man.
like 10 or 11 people in the class. And it's like, this class is honestly it's a counts for every major on campus. I don't care if you're a graphic designer, like we should be able
That's
to fill the class. So what was pushing people away was the face-to-face, even though I want it and you want it, like some people want it.
I
So
would.
the dean, yeah, the dean literally emailed yesterday. I was all,
Yeah.
she's like,
Oh,
let's just push it back like a month. And I was all, okay, this class is very doable in 12 weeks. Very doable in
yeah.
12 weeks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And especially your teaching style, honestly, it makes it so much funner.
I'm a little crazy and it helps. Like, I'm a little crazy and it helps.
Hey, you know what? You look fantastic, by the way. I'm so happy to be in your class. I
I
was like,
think I think you had me like my first year here, and now it's my 4th year, and so
oh,
I'm like buttoning up. 10-year process is 4 years, and
yeah,
so now I'm like almost grown up. So like July 1st, I'll be
yeah.
like, and I see Cassandra's so beautiful at Eatsell. I recognize that name too. Giselle, I just met. She came to the class. I was like running around. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I'm already connecting with you guys. I'm kind of excited that we kind of get this month. We have like a month before the class like officially starts. So like in a way, it's weird, but at the same time, 12 weeks is kind of fun because let's see, we end the same time, but you get this first month to like take a breather, connect to your other classes, get your schedule all figured out, get your kids all figured out, whatever, right? And then I can give you some tips and tricks on what to do like while you're waiting. Like, I can't technically assign anything because we have to keep the class equitably the exact same time. So instead of a 4-month class, it's like a 3-month class, which is kind of nice. 12 weeks, I think, fits certain classes nicely. This class, it fits nicely because it is 12 chapters. So it's like perfect. So how is everybody doing? Like we're still like, God. Right? So this is our 4th semester of like the shenanigans, like the capital shenanigans, like so I appreciate you guys' flexibility. It's not our first choice. I know some people are like, ooh, remote, that's great. I don't ever want to see anybody ever. Bye. But for the rest of us, we're like, some human interaction would be great. And it was a challenge to get, a full class last semester and whatnot. So I look at it like, okay, not our first choice, but we can make it happen. We can make it work. And the only thing I want to say is that if you have taken this class before, which is great, that kind of gives you a lead up. However, last semester I tried a new book, and me and the chair of the department, we hate that book so bad. We're going back to Burns, which is good because I love Burns. Okay, Burns looks like this. You could wait, hold on. It's giving me green screen. So every single person qualifies for free books. You guys know that, right? This is the first thing I want to show you. Right. So if you haven't heard of it, let me share the screen, and I'm going to go to actually the SEC page. Gotta get rid of that. Hold on. Oh God. It's already yelling at me. Hold on. Wrong page. I don't know about you. I had to update Zoom this morning. Did you guys have to do that? It was like, oh, and that didn't roll out super easy. Okay, so on the very first page of our website, let me share. Where is my? Okay, good. let's do this one. Okay, so if you're on the SEC website and it's like this scrolling information, it's this guy right here that says free books and more. Just click once. And again, even if you're on fee waiver, bog waiver, your CalWorks, EOP, promise, whatever, still, yeah. So free tuition, this is what I just said. All the other stuff, promise grant, bog waiver, blah, blah, all that stuff. If you don't have financial support, just click there. But for right now, you have them basically a month to get your book, which is lovely because that's what stresses people out. Like, oh, I need my book and I don't have my book and I can't take the quiz. It's like, okay, free, and we're gonna get our book. You just literally click here and it takes you to a survey where you put in your just your student ID and your name. And then they just want to know if you're an SEC student or if you're like maybe somewhere else. Just and then I think there's another step. I can't really go past this, but $300 gift card. Blah, hello. Gift card of the SEC bookstore. That also includes like sandwich, soda, sweatshirt. Like this is not a loan. You don't pay it back. This is a gift card. Yeah. So right. So if I go back to the second page here, free tuition, free books. Guess this. Look at this one. Gift card. Fully vaccinated. $200 gift card. I want one. Was all. Maybe I need to take a yoga class so I qualify. I was all, I'm going to take yoga so I can get a student ID number and then like qualify. I was like, I want $200. Ugh. And by the way, that's again another gift card to the bookstore. So let's say you came here like you had a face-to-face class like Wednesdays or whatever. That would pay for like a $10 lunch 20 times. Hello. I was like, why? So please, 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 please do that. You know what? I'm telling you right now, if somebody says gift card is free, you're not paying it back. Some of the tuition and loans, yes, you pay back. But if it says grant or gift card, it's free. Free. Please utilize this stuff. My gosh, because I'm not guaranteeing it's going to be here forever. Like we're really, in a way, like we're doing that hard press trying to get your business, you know, like in a good way, like a car salesman, right? But listen, I sell good cars. Like I sell good cars. I make good cars. I present good cars. Like come take classes with me. Get your free books, get your free tuition, get your gift card, get some free sandwiches, get a sweatshirt, whatever, right? You can even get a license plate frame and like a graduation. They have all kinds of little goodies over there. So there's no reason not to take this class. Please tell people about it. Come take the class. I'm kind of like nuts about this class, kind of nuts about all my classes, I guess. But this is technically a sociology class. This is how the child develops in the context of its society. So if you took 107, you're talking about how the child develops in their brain, their body, and their emotions, right? So this is like, right? So this answers a lot of questions. The reason, like if you've ever asked yourself, why are me and my siblings so different? You had a same family, but maybe that person was exposed to different things, to different influences than you did. Maybe, you know, you were in choir and he or she was in soccer. Like that's different sort of influences. So it's things like that. Or let's say there was a divorce. Let's say there was an illness. Let's say, you know, I have a friend who she lost her husband last year and her oldest son was just starting college. So he had a terrible high school experience as last year, just starting college. His dad dies. Like, how do you think that shapes that person moving forward into adulthood? My friend not even like in her 40s, right, loses her husband and then his brother a couple of weeks later, and then they have a 10-year-old. So how is that? So you see how the different effects, how this lovely Pandy can do to a bunch of different people, and how that kind of changes the trajectory of someone's development, right? How many people do you know had a baby during the pandemic, which is like, oh, good for you. I know how we would keep them warm in the winter. That's cool. However, this baby, you know, might, you know, maybe let's say that baby has to be in daycare, which is fine. But, you know, toddlers like ages, if you're in a actual preschool, you have to wear a mask if you're ages, I think 3 and up. So how is a child learning how to read lips or learn language like this? And how is this going to affect their reading and communication with other people? Hello, times every child times an entire generation. Yeah, so we are in a really interesting position to be taking a class like this. So we have a month off. but I can give you some tips and tricks on what to do in that month if you guys have any questions. So where are you guys at? How are you guys feeling, doing, navigating? Like where are you at? How are you feeling? How are you doing? Yeah, you guys like fine, another class, bleh, whatever. That's cool. I get it. And it's kind of fine. I remember when I was in school, I remember seeing teachers that were like cuckoo for their classes. I remember that. Like, this lady's weird. She likes this stuff way too much, you know. Yeah, that's me. I'm okay with that. If you guys, that's where you're at. So let's look at this. Let's look at what we got so far. So you did see Canvas, right? Let me see if I can pull up Canvas. You did see Canvas where I had like that temporary homepage, right? So we are going to be meeting once the class starts on 3/7. So a month from now, the class is like set up and ready to go. I'm just kind of polishing it up like a crazy person. Once the class opens on 3/7, we're going to hit the ground running. Okay. It's going to be chapter 1 ready to go. I do. Okay. Just want to make sure you guys can see the syllabus. Okay. Let's see. Let's get me in there and then I'll share a screen. Okay. So 110. Yeah. This is like, yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. Good. Let me share. Or share screen. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. So this is what I have. I literally did this last night. I was like, me. The pretty homepage is like gone for a while. So we're just moving it back a month. So we're just going to stay here 12 o'clock to 1:15 Mondays. On Wednesdays, you're not required to come, but I will have like open drop-in time. I'll just open a Zoom meeting again at noon. Come or don't. Cool. Like you can ask questions. It's like, I don't want to call it office hours because I think that term can be a little bit misleading to people. Just drop in. I'll be here. Any class could drop in. That's fine. And so, yeah, bring a friend, you know, I'm open for working with a friend, you know, a lot of times you can work, let's say you're working on an exam, I'm okay, or a quiz, you could do it on Zoom with the both of you doing it together. I'm down with that. I'm fine with that. If they need to add, they need my email that's right there. And then if they send me their student ID, I can just add them through self-service. And then, yeah, get your book. So this is what I tell people. If you're restless, I know we're all super busy, but if you're restless, start doing your notes. Get familiar with the book. It's a really, I like the book. The reason I like the book, again, as a sociologist myself, this woman, Roberta Burns, two things. She is a professor emeritus at Saddleback. So she's at like a local badass, right? Same thing, she's at UCI. And she basically is one of the world's experts on this particular theory. So in 107, we learned about the bioecological theory, and this is the entire one theory entire semester. Meaning, like, if you look at, you know, like a drop of water in a pond, it does little circles. The same thing with this particular theory, it does circles about influences on children. And let me get you what the picture looks like. We're gonna like eat. Wait, hold on. I know you can't see that. Hold on. Wait. There. It looks like that. But what I did is in Canvas, I kind of left some things open for you guys. So you can see the syllabus. Okay. I cannot give you a copy of it technically until the last work. But these are all the policies and procedures, all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I put Mondays, 12 to 1, 12 to 1:15, right? Or blah, blah. All this stuff doesn't change no matter when the class starts, now or in a month. Okay, policies, blah, 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 blah. So if you've taken my classes before, you know that I have like weekly stuff that kind of rolls out. The exact same thing like every week, right? So we have a outline, like our notes, however you want to call it. We have a discussion board, we have a reflection journal, and then I added last semester feedback for the module. It's 5-point extra credit if you want to just give me your 2 cents. I like this is confusing, I didn't understand this is great, whatever. I give you give me some feedback, I give you the points. You guys know that I'm big on extra credit. I can give you extra points here and there, but now I'm just like embedding all kinds of extra credit. I also am a big fan of drop the lowest. So if your notes, here, let me put it down here. If your outlines or notes are 10, they were 5 and now they're 10 because you guys have been doing a good job on. I want to give you some extra points on that. If like outlines, I put them due on Fridays. Yeah. The activity discussion board is like due on Sundays, like everything. Get the first response in there by Wednesday, so you're not like keeping it all towards the end. The reflection journal due by Sunday. Again, that's in 3 parts. It's what are the things that stuck out to me in the chapter this time. What is an additional resource that I found that connects to the chapter, and how does that connect to me in my life or my future as an educator? So I need to see personal application. It's called a formative assessment. It's kind of like a narrative quiz in a way. I think those are important, better than just a quiz. Gladys, jump in.
Just a quick question, because I don't know if, is it similar to the work we did on 107? It's just a different book?
Correct. I had the
Oh,
same
okay.
because I'm a little bit on the OCD.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a touch of the compulsiveness. My syllabus will look exactly the same. The calendar will look exactly the same. It's just a different book.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so this one has less chapters, but it's more, I don't know. I don't want to say this without scaring you off. It's more conceptual. Where 107, we would talk about the body and the brain and emotions. I mean, just like hammer it down, right? This one's more like influences. Basically, chapter, let's see, I'm gonna give you, this is like a good one. In fact, I'll read you the chapter so you can see what it looks like. Although I know you can't see that. So the first part, we talk about what is sociology and what is ecology and what is bioecological and why do we even look at children in their surroundings, in their context of their surroundings. Meaning, have you guys ever heard of this where they would have twins who were adopted at birth and they went to like 2 separate families and they ended up looking similar, they had the same job, they like had the same favorite sports team. It was weird. So you can see similarities that exist in different environments, but then you also saw, well, this guy was more active, so he actually was taller, right? And this guy wasn't as active, or he had a motorcycle accident, so he was now limping most of his life, so he got heavier. So you could see differences based on environment. And so again, I mentioned earlier, like if you ever said to your sibling, like, what family did you come from? Like I know sometimes families are like really tight and very, very similar. My family was not. My family, like every single one of us, we went into different careers. We made different choices. We all moved away. Like it was like this interesting thing how like I had people, so like my older sister's like 5 years older than me. And so that means that she left high school when I started high school, you know, that thing. So there was people like in between us who were like, hey, how do you guys know each other? We're sisters. No, you're not. Listen, our last name is Mertzweiler, right? Like that's not like Smith or Jones, right? And my older sister, she, right? No, she has like dark brown hair, dark brown eyes, olive skin. So she's like the Hungarian side of us, like the gypsy side. And I'm obviously the German Irish side. So like we don't look alike and we don't act alike. We just happen to have the same genetics. We have the same parents. We grew up in the same house. My parents are still married, like, right? But we're different. So our environments, our influences in that 5 years. So in that 5 years, like her and my brother were older, and then I didn't really have any like kids in the neighborhood my age. So I was like book of the month club. So just that influence right there obviously kind of like led me towards education, right? Where she's like, no, I had like a ton of friends and blah, blah, blah. And like travel is like her thing or whatever. So we're just different, but we came from the same environment. So what were the different influences, right? So I was like booky and nerdy and I was in the band and stuff like that. And she was like all the other stuff, you know, like all the other stuff. We used to say that my sister went to college to major at MRS, Mrs. Getting a husband, right? Like, you know, I think she started college in like 1986. So it was like the perm and the peach dress with the fringe boots, like dress, going to Fullerton College, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, well, Kathy's gonna major in MRS. And Marianne's gonna major in all of those things, everything except for MRS. And so yeah, I had 3 college degrees before I got married. And so yeah, we have different influences. And now what about a family that breaks up because, like, again, in the pandemic, people die, or people, I had a student last semester she picked up and moved her whole family to Texas. Was like, Texas, that's a different environment. It's an open carry state. No, thank you. Right. So like, if you can have like a gun on your belt and walk around Walmart, I'm out. So, right. So everybody has different influences. Think about media. Listen, I didn't have a cell phone or a computer all the way through graduate school. How did somebody go through graduate school? Yeah. People were doing it for hundreds of years before that without even a TV or any technology. So again, we are like kind of at the mercy of technology right now. But think about it. If we didn't have this technology, we wouldn't have education. Education would have gone dark if there was no computers, right? So these influences, or let's think of my mother-in-law. She, in the 50s, her family was the first on her block to get a television. And now she's got an iPhone 12 in her hand. And she's like 78, you know, like the jump in technology in that generation is like, oh my God. Right. I'm not saying she knows how to use the iPhone 12, but she's got one and she's happy with it. But she does call me and said, how do I do this? I'm like, I don't have an iPhone. Like, I call your son. Okay. So, but seeing the influence of media and technology, or all this social media stuff right now where celebrities and people are just dropping the social media because it is very, very toxic. Yeah. So, I mean, the influences, that's what we talk about in this class. We don't talk, we talk about, yeah, we'll talk about language development and cognition and behavior, but we'll talk about it in the context of like your society, your culture, your home, right? Were you allowed to speak up and speak out? Or if you looked in an elder in your eyes, were you going to get a whooping? We'll talk about that kind of stuff here. So yeah, very similar. If you took 107 with me, this is going to feel very, very familiar, which is good. So you don't have to worry about the class setup and Canvas and the syllabus. Now you're going to flip your mind into a different set of content. So again, it's a little bit out there. So if we'll get into this theory and you're going to start seeing people with this theory, and you're going to like, it's almost like cartoon vision. This theory is like a bunch of circles and how people, right? So it's really, really interesting. I really, really love it. So asking you guys how to like connect to it is going to be a little bit more personal than all the 107 was a lot of information. This is deeper information that is a little bit more out there. I don't know how to say that, but I think it's super meaningful. A lot of times I see students switch on, meaning like, yeah, we took 107. Yeah, I know that teenagers go through puberty. And yeah, language acquisition. Yeah, brain development. And then you take this class and you go, oh, I get it. Like the brain development that happens when somebody's 10, but that family was going through a divorce. Wow, how that brain development maybe slowed down. Or how about the language? How about a child who stops talking after they witness trauma or experience a trauma? Yeah, so I'm really kind of excited that in this little pandemonium, we get to really connect. So just as a heads up, the final project in this class, yes, is a virtual like presentation like I did before, but it's on like a family that's struggling out there and how you would help them as a teacher or a social worker, things like that. So instead of saying, hey, this is all about me in 107, and this is how my brain developed, my body developed, my emotions developed, every age, this is more like, okay, how do we take what we've learned and apply it to a family who's struggling, who needs some support? And so it has a different application. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. So one thing, if you haven't taken my classes before, I'm a big fan of 0 penalties for late work. Okay, so I call it target dates. However, I did tweak it just a little bit this semester. What was happening is that people were doing their discussion boards so late, it didn't really It just made everything worse. So discussion boards are the only thing that need to be due that week. So if we're on chapter 2, sociology, ecology of socialization, we're talking about what is socialization? What does that mean? That topic needs to be that week. Because if you're answering those questions from your peers like 2 weeks later, it makes no sense, right? But otherwise, every single thing in this class has a due date. But if you miss a due date, it's not the end of the world. Just tell me your plan. Like, Professor Laney, I know all this stuff is due on Sunday, but my boss called me and I had to pull a double. Can I turn it in by Monday or Tuesday? My answer is sure, no problem. Yeah. Because I'd rather you guys connect to it than be stressed out about it. Yeah. Make sense? Okay, so I call it target dates. It takes about 3 weeks for people to actually understand what I'm talking about. So I'll answer a lot of questions. People are like, what do you mean if I'm late? Is it like half off or like 10% off? I'm like 0% off. Give me good quality work. I don't care if it's like 3, 4, 5 days late. Just don't get behind. A lot of time the flexibility kind of backfires where people are like, oh, she's so flexible. I'll just turn it in all like the last week. Well, that's not, I mean, it's theoretically, but not good. So yeah, every week you'll have outlines, a discussion board, a journal, which is like, again, what did I learn? And then this feedback survey is optional. So if you are antsy and you are weirded, get your book and just start doing outlines. Or even circle stuff in the chapter that sticks out to you, or stuff that you like or you don't like, or you have questions. Just go for it. Just write. What I do is I write with pencil in a book. Somebody wants to erase it, fine. Who cares? Yeah. And for some reason, I'm telling you, it's just a book. Technically, all books are like kind of online now, right? I could rent this book. So what's the difference? I mean, I've like highlighted it. I like post. I'm destroy this book, right? But you can rent it. But here's the thing. Like, just if you're gonna mark it in pencil. Who cares? And if for some reason the bookstore like runs out of books, for some reason I have a couple you guys can borrow. It's the same thing. I just want to make sure that you have the access to the book. But yeah, the book, and so the book, like 107, we went through every single chapter. Same thing here. There are a couple terms that are a little bit outdated, and I'll just say cross these out. We're not gonna learn these. Like, my opinion is if there's like German words in here, I'm out. No. Listen, my grandfather spoke German, my parents spoke German. It's a brutal language, and I understand that theoretically they were talking about people and societies, but yeah, we can use other language. That's fine. German, bye. No, it's just like it's just trigger for me. And like now it. But again, if you can say the same thing in our language, in a shared language, why would we introduce a third language? I don't care. Like, that just makes sense. And then yeah, so our assignments, I kind of really took our assignments and focused them down into the virtual family assignment, meaning it's one big assignment at the end. One big assignment at the end, but I break it down into 4 pieces. So you're turning in little bits at a time. And then, so it's like 4 assignments technically. So jump in. Yeah.
Sorry, just a quick question. So for the book, I know you said that it's free only online, or
No.
is it?
If you want it for free, go to the bookstore, get your $300 gift card. Trust me on this one. If for some reason they run out, if there's any weird blippies, I got a couple in my classroom you can borrow.
Okay,
You follow what I'm
awesome.
saying? Yeah.
Do we have to show like anything, or just, hey, we're in this class?
No. Okay, so to get your $300 gift card, you got to go through the website.
Oh, okay.
They want your student ID. They just want to know that you're actually, all you have to do is be taking 1 class to qualify.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
I
you.
know. I was all, again, I think I'm taking.
I have a question.
Yeah,
How do we know? How do we know we got the $300?
Well,
Because
that
I
goes.
filled up the website, but how do they confirm to me that I got it?
That's a great question. So so after you filled out the website, I think they email you. I think what they do is they verify that you were in the system, you're enrolled in 3 units, and then they email you with the rest of the instructions. Because I think there's people who are going to try to, scam a little bit.
Oh.
So probably they're going to just verify that you're good to go.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I would say, check your emails. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would do.
Thank you.
That's what, well, that your student ID is connected to your email, right? So, right. And what I would say, give them, I would say 3 days tops, because they know it's the beginning of semester. Everybody needs their books. Everybody needs a gift card. Don't let it go a week. If for some reason, if you don't see anything, like 3 days max in your email, it could be in the junk folder. Yeah. Or spam folder. I don't know. Just be aware. If it was me running it, I'd try to give like a 24-hour or their 2-day or a 48-hour like turnover, 2 days tops. Because you need your book. It's not like, I mean, us in our class, we have like a month break. Like everybody else is gonna be like, yeah. And literally, I think they just literally give you a gift card, or they just put like an account to your student ID number and you just pay down. I don't know exactly physically how they're doing it. Because like giving a gift card actually costs money. So maybe they're gonna just save money and just have your number in the machine. Like if you had like a gift card, like in, a credit to Ross, it was in the machine. Yeah. It's the first time they're doing it. So I know they're trying to do a good job, but I know it's going to be, there's going to be some little blips and blops and wrinkles and stuff. So just follow up on them. But yeah, be patient. I wouldn't let it go more than a couple days. But that's exciting. Once you find out, can you email me? And Cassandra, you have a question? Yeah, let me guys know whatever you guys see, because I can't see what you see. So let me know. Like, oh yeah, they emailed me back and they told me to just go to the bookstore or blah blah, or to go to the cashier or whatever. Let me know. You guys have any? Jump in. Cassandra, Giselle. No, Giselle, you're in the library. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, so officially the class doesn't start until next month, but we're allowed to turn in outlines?
Okay, so you can't turn in anything.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm saying to you, do your outlines however you're going to handwrite them, type them, bullet list, mind map, whatever. Just hold on to them. And then when the class opens, you can just upload. So if you're doing a handwritten one, you take a picture, right? It's got to be 4 pages handwritten because that's kind of big, right? But if you're typing it out, it's only 2 pages. If it's a mind map, it's 1 page, but I want it in color. And I give you all these examples over here in the module. This one called supportive information. And I kind of have this supportive information for, hold on, this one here, supportive information, use these to make your life easier. I kind of broke it down into these little sections, but right here I put outlines. These are all kind of like examples that you can look, right? Just do it your way. I'm just saying it's a great idea, Cassandra, to want to get a jump on things. So just do it your way. And then when the class opens, I will let you guys turn in all your, like if you want to do outlines 0 to 12, it's up to you. Because to me, even if you're not actively in the class participating, if you're taking notes, when we do have the Zoom meetings for the lecture, it'll be like a second way of getting connected. Like even the first time you write it down, you're like, what is all these words? This is weird. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't have to make sense the first time. It really doesn't. It's your first exposure. It's your first practice. And some of the stuff might click in and some of the stuff you're gonna be like, oh no, star right here. I need to ask Professor Lady this one. What the heck does this mean? Yeah, it's kind of getting you like if you were gonna go run a marathon, it's like walking the course ahead of time. So you know exactly what to expect. I think that's an awesome opportunity. Get your book, get your gift card, and then just get really comfortable. So what I do in the book is I break the book down into the book says that there's 3 parts, but the part 2 is really long. It's like a bunch of chapters, and so I break that down a little bit. So part 1 is chapters 1 and 2, just giving you guys a bird's eye view here, and that's just all foundation stuff. Same thing with 107. We had to start off with like, why do we study child development, blah blah blah. This is why do we study children and their families and their society. And then part 2 starts to talk about the family, parenting, and non-parental childcare. Right? So like, for example, like I have a child, he's going to be 15 at the end of the month. So weird. Yeah. And Gladys, I'm telling you, I think you saw him before in class, right? He's now 5'7", 155 pounds. Yeah, he just passed me. Ooh, just like a half an inch. He had a huge growth. He gained like 50 or 60 pounds the last year. Yeah, gross, boom, like pimples and like hair, and he's furry, like stinky. But here's the thing, he's adopted, he's mixed race, and so he is this kid who's like all the colors of the rainbow is being raised by two like supremely white people, right? And as much as I learn and grow and try to understand, my husband's like, no, I'm good. Right? So he's got an intact family in a home in a middle class neighborhood, like, but the two different parenting styles in there, or how I was raised versus how my husband was raised, and how we bring whatever we bring with us, right? He's like, oh no, my parents were perfect and they never had to yell at me or raise a hand to me. I was like, opposite here, right? Right. So like, so my kid gets kind of like the yin yang of parenting, right? And so it's like, all right, so what are those influences versus like how do you be still with this birth family in like Upland, right? Who was, they, neither one of them were working. They were like, it was a hard situation for them. So like, again, so who we are in context of what we've been influenced with is huge in our development, right? And even think about this, as we go through the class, you're going to start remembering things like when your cousin that you don't see, your older cousin you don't see very often, came for a visit, and he brought his girlfriend, and like you really connected to this girlfriend, and she told you all this cool stuff, or maybe she let you smoke a cigarette for the first time or something like that. You're going to remember like, oh yeah, when I was 9, like I had this conversation, or I had this experience, or like I spent the night at a friend's house, or something happened, like I got in a car accident. Like you would see these parts of our life that change the road of our lives. And it's not, you don't really know it at the time until you get older and you look back and you go, oh yeah, that was important. Like I was in Girl Scouts for a while, and then I was in Boy Scouts for a while. So like some of these things kind of helped, like, shape who I am today. So that's why I really, really love this class. So if you want to get a head start, so that's why I wanted to keep a few things open here. So this supportive information, that's just like kind of like a little learning library. Use it or lose it, whatever, it's cool. But this one right here, this very first one, is what we're going to do once the class starts, but I'm letting you read all of it. There's a couple things missing, so I'm going to update that to like right here. This one, that's not supposed to be here. Hold on. This is a double, so let me get rid of this one. Okay. So if you look down here, I'm not assigning anything really. These right here are the things that we will do when the class starts. So we do an intro discussion board, and if you've done one with me before, this one's a little bit newer. I ask you to share pictures. Wait, let me look at chat. Okay, you got it. Okay. So Giselle, you asked if you can get the book at the bookstore. Yes, you can. If for some reason they run out, let me know. I also do a scavenger hunt that gets you comfortable with the syllabus and Canvas. So just read through it right now. A lot of these things are like, again, all my quizzes on my test, unlimited time, unlimited chances. I used to do 2 chances, whatever, minutes, unlimited time, unlimited chances. Let's just have all the time we need to show what we know, right? So all of these, it has a due date, and yeah, get those in, but they're not hard, right? They're just getting you acclimated. Academic honesty agreement, that's something new that I put in because people were cheating, hella cheating. And then are you really ready survey? Yeah, just a checklist, like did you get your book, did you blah blah blah, whatever, really. And then I added this new one, the secret to your success. This asks you, how do you study best? How would I know when you need more support? Things like that. So again, this is just me trying to get to know you. And then the surveys, you get automatic points, but the quizzes, like, again, the right answers are really obvious. You guys got this. The scavenger will ask you like, how many chapters in this book? 12, that kind of stuff. So I clicked it off right now because some of the answers have changed because the class has changed just a slight bit, but you don't have to do that. So the rest of this stuff, just get your tech ready. I talk about self-care. Here's some policies and things like that. And I have some short videos they're hiding behind the scenes. I'll pull them up today. So you should only be able to see, again, there's nothing to do. I just want you to look at stuff, right? So the support, and then handouts. I do well, I didn't I'll let you have these now. Handouts, note page, Bronfenbrenner. I made the circle theory in like a blank document. Another influences worksheet. If you want, these are optional. You can use these if you want. Okay. Later, I give you study guides, hacks. Every chapter has like sort of like a note template that has like the definitions ready to go. This is the class I've been teaching the longest. I started teaching this class in 2000, 2000, 2012. It's been 10 years. Oh my God. How funny. So again, I have Jeopardies. I have handouts. Oh my God. I have so much stuff in this class. It's crazy. But again, you don't need to know like test taking tips and all that stuff right now. So, and if you look ahead, all the chapters are already set up, all set up. I just can't give them to you right now. I'm just giving you the sneak peek. Make sense? So here, watch. If I clap along. If I do this, this is how you see all the chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I do what I do in the class. Again, I do have quizzes and tests. 10-point quiz at the end of every chapter, super easy, unlimited time, unlimited chances. Everybody should be able to get a 10. So I put chapter 1 and 2 together, and then there's a test because these are like foundation. Then family, parenting, and non-parental childcare put together, tests. Again, no time limit. Take it as many times as you want. Then I put school and teaching together, test. So we have 2 in a test, 3 in a test, 2 in a test. And then these last 2 is 3. Peer group, mass media, and community. These are the ones that people kind of understand. My friends made me who I am. The media made me who I am. My community or my church or my neighborhood made me who I am, right? And then this last part of like outcomes. Now that we have all these things in place, what are the outcomes? Meaning, like, again, I have a child, we don't share genetics, so we don't have 107 in common. We have 110 in common, right? So how is he going to have his outcomes based on how he was raised, right? So like last night, he kind of busted himself because he got to school today and he was having a rough day at school because he was really tired. And then you start asking him questions, and because he has autism, he really can't really, has no filter. So he's like, yeah, I had my Nintendo Switch in my room because I downloaded Hulu on there and I was watching Dragon Ball Z or whatever. It's like, so you just busted on yourself that number one, would he have had a device in his birth family? Maybe not, maybe yes. But now he's being raised like a kid with all the tech, right? So now he's pushing his sleep back. So then he's effing up at school. And I'm like, right? So, I mean, like, what does the child's brain do with all that technology, especially if he's losing sleep, to like put the blue light in his eyes? Yeah, today was not going to go well. So again, his outcomes, like this kid has all the, like when you make a recipe with quality ingredients versus a recipe with like put it this way. I've done grocery shopping at Dollar Tree. I'm not ashamed to say it. Like mac and cheese is like the way to go when you only got like $17, right, to do grocery shopping. And thankfully they have bread and milk, right? And maybe eggs from some time to time. So I've made that stuff, mac and cheese, and maybe I'll put some like spices in there to make it kind of good or whatever. But I've also been to a fancy ass restaurant and gotten like lobster mac and cheese, right? Difference, but the same, right? So again, when you have high quality parenting and high quality schools and high quality environment, high quality opportunities. Now, mind you, most people don't get those opportunities. My goal as a sociologist and a parent is to give this child a bunch of opportunities. Is he blowing it? Sure. Is he a teenager? Uh-huh. So it's like, you can give a child everything and they can have a funky outcome, or you can give them nothing but all the love in the world and have an amazing outcome. So it's this thing where you're like, how much ingredients in each recipe do we want to manage here, right? So again, I like how the book talks about outcomes, and it talks about the emotional and thinking outcomes, and then our behavioral outcomes, our social and behavioral outcomes, right? So this is, again, less chapters, but more invisible and more meaningful, I guess. Does that make sense? Whew. So how can I help you guys be successful over the next few weeks before we get started? What is your plan to maybe make good use of this time? You don't have to use it on my class, but like you have 4 weeks. What are some things that you can get done for yourself that'll just give you some peace of mind? So when we get ready to go, you're ready to go.
I think I'm gonna do the first like 4 chapters outline
Yeah.
because I'm very slow to outline because I read very slowly.
Mhm.
So I might as well get a head start. Like it works out for me.
You know what? If you don't focus on the first 4, focus on the first 2.
Okay.
Because they're kind of out there. Because you've heard me use the word socialization, and it sounds like what? What does socialization sound like? Sounds like being social, right?
Yeah.
It's way deeper than that. It's way deeper than that. Socialization is how we teach children to be adults. We socialize them. Now, they can be an introvert and they can have 0 friends, but they still learn how to be an adult, right? So people always get those 2 terms confused. Oh, I was socialized as a child because my parents took me to a bunch of house parties. Both of those things can be true, right? They took you to house parties and therefore you were social, and you were learning how adults act and how you're going to act when you grow up and go to a house party. It's like training. And also, it's not just about kids, it's about newer members of our society. So if you weren't born here and you came here and you were like 8 or 9 years old, you had to learn a whole new set of rules, right? There are people from every country on the planet coming here, right? And the society of the United States is one thing, but the society of Southern California is different versus people going to like New York City or Miami or Oklahoma, or I heard there's a mass exodus from California to Montana. Okay. Different culture, right? So there's different rules that you have to learn, and how do you learn those, right? And there's different ways that families teach that. So sometimes families will teach things like, okay, let's sit down right now, Mija, and we're going to learn how to do this. Or they say, oh, we don't do that, right? Our culture doesn't support that. Our family doesn't do that. Or when I told my parents I was going to get married in an arboretum, a Fullerton Arboretum, my mom gave me the guilt trip. Well, if your grandmother was alive, she'd want you to get married in a church, right? Right? So that's a type of culture. Like our culture will teach us the rules and give us the what not to do's and what to do's, right? You should be married in a church. Like, I said, no, I think my grandma, if she were here, she'd just want me to be happy. Yeah. Right. So like even your friends will do it. You'll be like, oh, how about Mean Girls? Oh, we only appear on Wednesdays, right? It's just so different groups do. So even here at SEC, we're socializing you guys how to, what is Web Advisor? What is Canvas? What is the bookstore? What is the website? What is your teacher's syllabus? What we socialize you guys. And listen, all community colleges are similar, but if you're going to like, let's say you're going to Yosemite or Santa Cruz, like, would it be a little bit different? Yeah, sure would. Admissions records in a different place, or maybe they have a different student union, or the weather's different, or there's some. I have a friend who, we started this week. She started 4 weeks ago at San Jacinto, like desert, College of the Desert, right? So everything's a little bit different, but similar. And so if you have one set of rules from one culture, you can sort of transition. Sometimes the transition's easy, sometimes it's not. And little kids sometimes don't understand, but they learn or they don't. And there's different ways that we teach these things, and we'll talk about those. So those first 2 chapters, Cassandra, are those are like the foundation of a house, like the bottom of a pyramid. Like get those as strong as possible. Yeah, don't do 1 through 4, do 1 through 2, and get those take as much time as you want, and get those super, super strong. And then you'll just fly in this class, because everything's like built off of chapter 1 and 2. Yeah, because once you see why we socialize and the ways that we socialize, you're going to be like, right? There's even ways like a coach socializes team members. They give feedback, they give it at a girl, at a boy, or they go, no, get in there, hustle, 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 right? So there's a lot. Sometimes there's punishments and rewards that help us, right? So things like that, so again, first 2 chapters, huge. That's my suggestion for everybody. Just get super comfortable. And even in the meantime, if you're doing the reading and you have a question, ask me. I'm just not, the class isn't open, but I will talk about sociology all day long. So again, the format, once we come back on the 7th, a month from now, same thing, noon to 1:15. And then on the Wednesdays, it'll be open drop-in time. I'll do a noon to 1:15. Guys can come, because I know sometimes in a class people don't want to talk. But you can come in and drop in time and talk. Or you can run things by me as a draft or have questions or whatever. We can even talk about the theories. It's up to you. So because a hybrid class is like basically half and half. If we were face-to-face hybrid, we would still meet Mondays, and Wednesdays would probably just be an online class, like, or just like a drop-in time again. But if it was a regular face-to-face class, it always a 3-unit class would meet 3 hours once a week. Yeah. And just remember, that's for 16 weeks. If we drop it down to 12, it ends up being a little bit more than 3 hours a week. So if you feel like you're doing a lot of work in this class, you're probably just putting yourself in a good position. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'm super happy to see you guys. I mean, like, I recognize most of you, so it's like, I think it's great. You guys, if you've already taken a class with me in any shape or form, you're already like, right. And if you haven't, trust me, like, my goal is to, number one, be predictable, because I think if you can't trust your professor to do what's on the syllabus, then that's just anxiety provoking. Who needs that? But sometimes I flexible, like sometimes things come up, or I'm trying really, really hard to get everything like perfect. But things do happen. I tell you, again, a touch of the OCD means I've learned not to have to be 100%, like 90% is really, really good still. That's how I know I'm maintaining my own sanity. Like, I don't have to be like 1,000,000%, like 90% is still in me. And same with this class, right? I even roll up the 89.5s. So you don't have to be perfect in this class to be a good student. If you have a B and you understand these concepts really strongly, then that you're in a better shape than any. Yeah. It's better to have a B and have your head on straight, or even a C. Come on, who cares, right? If you understand it and you can apply these things, I love it. I love this. I love this class. I love all my classes. Okay, so what can I do to support you guys in the next 4 weeks? So I would say definitely get your book, get comfortable with the book, like take notes, make notes. Yeah. What else? What else can I help you with?
So so when we meet, you said it's gonna start going in about a month, right? Are we gonna have discussions of the chapters, or is it, how is
What
it
I'll
gonna?
do, yeah. So what I'll do, because I don't have like recorded lectures yet. So what my goal is to, when we meet, those are the recorded lectures. So let's say on a Monday at 12 o'clock, if you for some reason can't be there, I'm going to record it and share the recording. Right. So we'll be talking about ecology of the child. Basically, ecology means not just the outdoorsy, sounds like an outdoors word. Ecology sounds like grass and stuff, grass and flowers. Ecology even means the school that we go to, the house that we live in, like that kind of stuff. So if we look at the bubble of a child, that's chapter 1. So I will be lecturing, but I also include what's on the list. So basically, kind of like how I did in class, like, hey, how's it going? Announcements, email, flyer, bring your attention to this. Let's get into the lecture. And then at the end, this is what we got going on for the week. Let's look at the discussion board, blah, blah, blah. Make sense? Because Monday's a good place to start, because nothing's due. I say notes Friday, but you can turn those in late, right? And then any assignments due on a Saturday, but I push that back a few weeks so you get comfortable with the class first. And then everything else is due on a Sunday. Now you can do it early. Like if you, after class, like if you are fired up and you want to get all your notes done and turn those in Monday night, go for it. I would say start your discussion board early, just so you get a jump start on it. I would do like discussion board Monday, Tuesday. I always say get it in by Wednesday, that first little piece. And then you can actually have a conversation with people until Sunday. People wait till Sunday, do their first one, answer 2 people, and they walk away. And it's like, not really a conversation. Not really a conversation. So I'm looking at those discussion boards on how to make those more meaningful, because they're the worst. And I'm trying not to make them be the worst. But again, you're an adult. You can pick and choose. The discussion boards are only 15 points. If you decide to skip half of them, skip half of them. Again, I want those due the week that they are assigned, so we don't get scraggly with those. And I think that'll help. Yeah, good. Yeah. So when we do meet, it'll be a lecture. It'll be recorded. If for some reason you missed it, you can watch it again. If you were here and you wanted to re-listen to what is something I said, then it's there for you anytime. Yeah. My goal is a couple of things. My goal is to have my class so buttoned up that it qualifies for the state level rubric. So we have rubrics for our entire course. Like, did you do this? Did you do the lectures and the PDFs and the recordings and did you do accessibility on all your graphics? And I mean, like we have like a basic one, which I think most professors kind of like the basic one, and then we've got like this really kick-ass one at the state level. My goal is to have all my classes hit the state level, and so I would love your feedback. That's why I did put a feedback in each one of the chapters to give me your, like, tell me this is lame, this is awesome, whatever, or what could be better, whatever. I'm trying to make my classes accessible to anyone who wants to take the class online throughout the state. Yeah, and it's only like the top 5% of all professors get there. So yeah, I'm pushing. But also just to keep in mind, like, we're not here to, break our necks. This is one class and one season of your life, right? One community college, 1 year, right? We've all been through the ringer. So, give yourself some grace. I'm super flexible. I want to make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves. What I told my class before this was 107. Somebody said, oh, I'm terrible at online classes. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, blah, blah, blah. I said, a couple of my tips are self-care. And I don't care if it's super tiny. Like, I put lotion on my elbows before I started Zooms today. Like, if that's the minimum we could do, or water. You see me drinking this, a protein drink or water, like just basic little things. I made sure I was holding on to a really fancy French, like a lotion. Why am I hoarding that? I bought it. Why is it just going to sit in my closet, in my cupboard, so I can stare at it? Come on, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use it up. So don't waste my, come on, like things like that, little things like you can do to like self-care. I packed a salad, I was like, okay, all right, I'll pack a salad. And then like I also tell people, look ahead to spring break and do something nice for yourself there. And I don't care if it's like, I am going to the beach 3 days during spring day, right? Yeah, like something. For me, I think I'm going to try to do an overnight somewhere, maybe like Ojai. I'm thinking about Ojai. I've never really been there. So, and it's right there, right? Oh, it's like 40 to 50 miles. Why am I not going? And then my son's spring break is like 2 weeks after mine. So I'm going to try to give him an overnight. Yeah. Cassandra, jump in.
When is exactly spring break? Because I think I'm going to go to Mexico for that week.
Yeah. April 4th through 9th. Also put down the holidays for this semester too. There's 2 that happen this month that we'll skip. But for the rest of our class, so April 4th through 9th is spring break. And then we have Cesar Chavez on March 31st. And then May 30th is Memorial Day. And the only thing I can tell you is that the first week in May, I'm at a conference. So I will not have class that what day is that? First week in May. May 2nd, I will not have class.
Are all these on the syllabus?
So I just gave these dates to Joe in the dean's office, and he's going to put them on WebAdvisor. And then I can put them on the syllabus, yes. So it's basically every Monday at 12, with the exception of, I think, spring break and May 2nd. Because Cesar Chavez ends on a Thursday. Oh, and Memorial Day is on a Monday. It's always the last Monday in May. And those are all on the academic calendar too. If you go on the website and it says like academic calendar, whatever. Yeah, I print mine out. I think I put it around here somewhere. I always have the academic calendar, like blah, 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 like, just so we have it. Yeah, so what I'm saying is like plans for spring break, even if it's like, I'm going to go get a massage, or I'm going to go to San Diego, or something that's like, doesn't have to cost a lot. We still have travel restrictions, blah, blah, blah. But something nice that you've always wanted to do, because if you have it on the books, you have something to look forward to. Same thing right after the class is over in June, do the same thing. Put something out there like, oh, I need to go see my auntie and whatever. Miami's not terrible in June. July, it's terrible. Don't go. Right. So things like that. I just like, I'm telling you, I sometimes, yeah, I just need to get away, even if it's like Laguna Beach for one night. It's like, ugh, I don't travel the world, but if I can travel my county, I'm happy with that. So things like that. I made it to Sedona in January for the very first time ever for my birthday. And I'd never been, and I drove my ass all the way out there, drove all the way back, and it was worth it. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. I heard Sedona calls. And so if you can drive to Vegas, you can drive to Sedona. Much more beautiful, in my opinion. But good. How else can I support you guys in the next 4 weeks? Literally reach out to me at any time. If the class isn't open, I mean, I think you can still contact me in Canvas inbox. But if not, you have my email that's on that front page. I'm really that front page there. Also, I use Pronto. I use that because it gives me SMS messages right to my phone. I'm like 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, kind of things like that. Yeah. And if I can't answer you right away, I'll just say, hey, like, can I get back to you after 4? And sometimes I do forget. So just be flexible for it with me. Yeah.
Are you gonna make the chapters 1 through 4 available on Canvas? Or no?
I
yet.
cannot do that until class actually opens. So what I'm saying is go get your book
Mm,
and you can I would say just work on the notes.
no.
Yeah, because in the first 2 chapters, it'll talk about the Bronfenbrenner, that one theory with the circles. We are going to go down the rabbit hole pretty hard on that one. So the more comfortable you are with chapters 1 and 2, that's would literally give you a leg up. Yeah. And seriously, and if you're going through chapter 1 and 2 in the next 4 weeks and be like, I don't get it, email me, reach out. Because I honestly really do think this is super important to understand. Because once you get this, I'm telling you, I have cartoon vision. Like I see, especially younger children, and I see this little cartoon bubble around their head, like of all their influences, especially when you see a baby in a stroller and they have a tablet. And I'm like, right? Right. And I'm like, what is the thing you do? You look at the baby and you go, oh, and then what do? You look at the parents. And you know what? And yeah, you look at the parents. I mean, I'm not saying to judge, but it's not the grandparents who are handing over a tablet. It's younger parents who are like, tablet babysitter. It's like, there are things that can be learned on a tablet. I'm not totally against it, but like a child who can't walk and has their own tablet, I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. So, and then I think of like, okay, well, how many people is this the family where there's like 7 of them sitting in the same room and they're all on a tablet or on a device? That breaks my heart. Right. So what does that do to influence a child? Yeah. Or just let's say how many I have a friend who's a 3rd grade teacher. And last year she was teaching 1st grade on Zoom. That breaks my heart. But how many 1st grade classes happen like that across the nation, across the world? It is what it is. But if we can do something better, then let's do something better. I think we're all literally doing the best that we possibly can, but everything's changing so rapidly that, we are constantly shifting, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting being like, I need to be my best in this weird situation, and then the weird situation changes, and then it's exhausting. So self-care is key, super key. And I'll be talking a lot more about resilience and things like that. So, and we have a lot of like more Zoom meetings, like for child development majors, and we're really super open for anybody who wants to come. We're doing a lot more of that, like student-centered focus this semester and forward. Yeah, good. Yeah.
You used to talk about that. You had a workshop or something like that. I remember. Is that still, or
Well, we
do you still?
were doing face-to-face workshops, so now we're doing Zoom. So the next one is going to be what we call a permit party. And so for child development majors, we help with some financial aid and some work prep stuff. But we're also starting a monthly majors meeting. So I want to get through this week, but I will email you guys with all those flyers. I think it's not for 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks. So yeah, we try to let people get settled for the first couple weeks, and then we'll start rolling out the flyers and stuff. Also over the last since the fall, we actually started we combined our department with the education department. Yeah, so we're starting to make these little inroads of like looking at education from preschool to 12. We don't say K-12 anymore, it's P-12. And there's a ton of funding coming down from the state to increase P, like another year of TK or preschool, and making a universal preschool. So this is the perfect time to get into the business. Perfect time to get you. I mean, education is going so far sideways. We are going to reinvent it. We are going to reinvent it. Watch me. Watch me. With your help, we're going to do it all together, right? So I'm really excited. We're all like, honestly, there's nowhere to go but up. Might as well do it together. I know it's just so wild. So I'm very grateful for you guys to be here and we go on this wild ride together. But yeah, let me know how I can support you because I'm here. I'm on campus. I met Giselle. Like my goal is, because again, if I'm at home, it's like laundry, dishes, dog, right? So so here I'm actually working. So it's been it, and I just live like 5 miles that way. So it's like I get here and then I'm here for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I've ran into people at the ATM on Chapman in the car wash over there, the dog park. I ran into students. So I'm like, tell myself, oh, you can't yell at your child when there's students around. But yeah, I just roll my eyes at my kid. He's like, oh, because like his big thing right now, Mom, you're the worst. I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm the worst. He's still, again, he's very kind of like emotionally a little bit delayed. So when he's not getting what he wants, he's like, you're so mean. Well, I'm not giving you it. It's called holding a boundary, my love. It's not being mean. It's just saying no and sticking to it. But you're so mean. Like, well, okay. Just like there's nothing else to do. I just gotta giggle and agree. You're right. I am the worst. Yeah, again, I think I told this story previously. He said, you're the worst mother in the history of mothers that have ever been on the planet. And I was like, that seems like I deserve a plaque or something, like a trophy, like a clear acrylic diamond thing that goes up way up, like on like, where's my trophy, man? That sounds like I won something. He's like, oh, you're the worst. I was like, no, you just told me I was the best at being worse. So where's my trophy? I mean, like, sorry, I mean, that kid, talk about influences and sociology. He can't win. He's got me as a mom. Like, sorry, like, it's hilarious. Poor guy. God. But we just gotta giggle at it. I mean, because what else do? You can't lose your mind because we've already lost it. So you might as well just start giggling. Okay, so let me know how else I can support you. I'm here for you. Like, seriously, pronto, email, Canvas inbox. Just go get your book and then chapter 1 and 2, just like go in there. Yeah, go in there. And if you seriously want me to give you like a verbal sneak peek of more than the outline, I can. But I just can't open it up officially. I give you those three little modules right now for now. Cool. Okay, what else? Anything else? I won't keep you too long. I mean, we did 12 to 1:15. Pretty great. Good. So what I'll do is I'll take this and post it in case you need to hear it again. Maybe I'll put it on the front page so it's there. Or maybe I'll put it on the prep. I'll put it under the prep module. So it's not like on the front page all crazy. You guys can watch it or not. Okay, but let me know what I can help you with, and I'm here for you. Even if it's like, oh, I heard about this program over there or something like that, just let me know. If I don't know, I'll figure it out and we'll figure it out together. Cool. It was great to see you, Cassandra, Gladys, Giselle, Itzel. So great to see you guys. Seriously, I miss you guys, and I miss having like people. So I'm kind of like trying to plant the seed at the dean's office. Like, hey, at the 8-week mark, like right after spring break, can we try face to face? We might. Who knows? I don't know. Just be flexible and we'll figure it out.
So for now, we'll just meet on Mondays, right? So that, for example, for this Wednesday coming up, do we meet? No? Okay.
Yeah. But just email me if you have a question. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here for you. Okay, cool. Good. Did I answer your questions? let me know what else I can do for you, because I'm here like every day. I'm usually here like 9 to 4. And then yeah, I have to go down and get him off the bus. But yeah, and then on Fridays I'm here too, but it's usually trainings and meetings and trainings and meetings. It's crazy. Like they just I'm telling you, like the whole campus, like a lot of teachers don't even have classes on Fridays. And so they're like, I just want to work Monday through Thursday. Well, that would be nice. I work 7 days a week. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but and so on Fridays it's a little bit of ghost town. But what happens is we go, oh, we have a training, oh, we have a meeting, and it's just like stacked. And it's like, oh, you go. Last Friday, I think I had six meetings. I was like, I'm not even that important. Come on now. Like, I'm not an administrator. I'm not a chair. I'm not a dean. Like, I don't like. I just whatever. But I have an opinion. People keep asking me, so I keep giving it. So what can I say? Don't ask me if you don't want it. Okay, you guys, self-care, please, 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 please. And like literally reach out to me in a couple weeks or next week or whenever. I'm here. Great to see you. Great to see you. Bye.